Who was your best teammate in Buffalo, or even a couple guys when you look back?
I mean, Fred Jackson, number one, no doubt. Freddie
Hmm.
J.
Why is
Uh,
that?
I, I mean, the way the dude played the game, the ultimate competitor, such an underdog. I mean, even when I was in Buffalo, it's like they drafted Marshawn Lynch, and like Freddie was the guy. He was like a cockroach that wouldn't die, right? I mean, they drafted Marshawn Lynch. They were always bringing in different guys. They drafted C.J. Spiller. And Fred Jackson was always the best player on the team. And you put him in a combine, probably not a combine guy, but if you look at Fred as a football player, not just his ability to run the football and his vision, not just his ability to catch the ball, how smart he was as a player, how tenacious he was. You saw the effort and the grit every time he had the ball in his hand.
Hmm.
And I think that really embodies what Buffalo is. And he's a guy, and I've said this, and I'm just going to continue to say it. His name needs to be up in that stadium, and
Hmm.
there's going to be a lot of people probably that are not Bills fans that won't understand it or didn't hear a lot about him, or but in terms of a guy, if you've ever been a Buffalo Bills player that you want to represent that team with his name up on the stadium, Fred Jackson should be up there.
Totally agree. I'll never forget 2015 training camp, his last one there in Buffalo. This is when Shady McCoy's there. They drafted Carlos Williams. I think Boobie Dixon's on the roster too. When Fred Jackson walked onto the field at St. John Fisher, I mean, the fans went nuts. I mean, they're chanting his name for training camp practice, just roaring for this guy. Like, and I think that's why fans were able to connect with you. It's something beyond wins and losses, statistics, any of that. Like the locals here in Western New York can relate to. I know grit is overused, but it is grit. It is that personal
Is.
story of
Yeah.
Ryan Fitzpatrick, seventh round pick, team to team, laying it all on the line. Fred Jackson, college, they're trying to replace him at every turn. God, you got to have a Fred Jackson story. Like, what does that look like up close when somebody's fighting like
Well,
hell?
I mean, I will say Freddie has the record that'll never be seen again in the NFL, which is in the same season he had over 1,000 rush yards and over 1,000 return yards. I mean, there's nobody that's going to put their starting tailback back there to return kickoffs. And it's what he did. It's like whatever it took for the team to win, it's what he did. And he was as if not more competitive off the field than he was on. I mean, the amount of times the dude was wrestling, it could be a Saturday during a walkthrough, and he's wrestling the biggest dude on the team, like hip tossing him in the locker. And you're just like, dude, we got to chill. We got to make it to Sunday. You got to, but he was so amazing as a teammate and was able to catch up with him 2 years ago now. I think went out for his football camp that he holds in Ankeny, Iowa. And I believe his son Braden is now going to the University of Iowa to play, which is really cool. But that's how you know you're getting old is all these little kids, that you saw back in the day we used to wrestle around and play with. They're now going to college. But he's ready to create his own legacy, and I'm sure as long as he has half of his dad's heart, he's going to be a great player.
Who's he taking on in the locker room? Who's he wrestling?
It didn't matter. Anybody like Kyle Williams, Schobel. I mean, it was a lot of Marshawn early on. Um, they're both knuckleheads, but never me. I didn't want to mess with that dude. He was too strong.